Why do people cheat? Have you ever asked yourself why do people cheat on their partners in their relationship, in their marriage? This infidelity is becoming the order of the day in people's relationship, even in marriages. It's becoming so common. It's becoming more like a normal thing to cheat on your partner. But I've come to realize that people cheat for various reasons. And those reasons is what I would like to discuss today. But above all, no matter how common it is becoming, it doesn't make it right. Cheating is still wrong. And it doesn't make that relationship, that marriage to become any better. Rather, it destroys and affects it so much in the negative. So as someone that is in a relationship or as a married man or as a married woman, it is very important that you learn how to be faithful and avoid anything that will lead you to cheating. So, what are various reasons why people cheat on their partners? The number one reason why people cheat is lack of vision. When you and your partner no longer have something that you guys look up to in that marriage, things that you have set to achieve in that marriage as years go by, then it is a problem. When your marriage has reduced to just, doing chores, paying bills year in, year out, it is a problem. Commitment in that marriage should come from the both of you. The both of you need to build that commitment as a couple. Your marriage should have a vision, should have plans, things you want to achieve in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. Where do you see your marriage? What are your plans for the future? Plans for your children, for your grandchildren. All these things will help you guys to, have a focus. Your marriage will have focus. But when your marriage don't have any plan, you don't have any plans for the future, for your children, nothing. Both of you are just, you know, living in the same house, just doing the same thing year in, year out. One of you is bound to go and look for someone that has vision because the marriage doesn't have vision. So one of you along the line is bound to look for someone that has vision and would want to go and build that vision with that person. It can lead to cheating. Another cause of cheating is having friends with bloodlines. Yes. As a married man, as a married woman, you shouldn't surround yourself with the wrong friends. No, you shouldn't. It's very wrong and it's very risky as well. You shouldn't surround yourself with a friend of the opposite sex that will get so close to you that can make you let your guard down and boundaries will get crossed. As a married man, you surround yourself with ladies or a lady that you know that is interested in you, that has a crush on you. You always get so close to her and you call it ordinary friendship. Yes, it might be ordinary friendship at the beginning, but for the fact that that person has feelings for you, it is enough reason for you not to make that person your friend anymore if you really want to be faithful. So one of the cause of cheating is when you allow such people to surround you, when you allow such people close to you, close to your heart, before you know it, you end up seeing yourself defending your friendship with that person. Yes, and going against your marriage, defending hey, defending a friend against your own spouse. That is what you do because before you know it, once boundaries are crossed, it is hard for many people to come back. It is hard for many people to end such friendship. That is why you shouldn't even start what you cannot finish. Be careful of the people you surround yourself with as a married person. Another reason is unfinished business. When you have an ex that you had a sexual relationship with in the past, especially an ex that you didn't end things with fully, you allowed, passing time to end your relationship with your ex. Now that you're married, focus on your spouse. Because if you don't, that unfinished business with your ex can lead to cheating. Especially when you find yourself always going to seek comfort with your ex whenever you have little issues with your spouse. One day, boundaries will be crossed and you guys will get intimate. So the best thing for you to do is end every relationship with your ex fully and close the door to your past. Focus on your spouse that is now your present and your future. That is the way you're going to avoid cheating on your spouse. Impatience also make people cheat on their partners. A lot of people give up easily and quickly on their marriages, and which is very bad. Marriage is not for quitters. Don't forget that marriage is for better, for worse. So when you become so impatient and you give up on your marriage, you check out emotionally. Now, when you check out emotionally, you now begin to look for someone else to yield onto, and your partner does so as well, thereby leaving this gap and vacuum between the both of you because of that emotional checkout. You understand? So you shouldn't quit on your marriage easily. You have to be strong for yourself, for your spouse. Don't be the type of person that easily gives up. Before you know it, you want to end things. And after some time, you now want the marriage back. That period that both of you separated, or they had just that gap between the both of you, what do you think must have happened? Even if you didn't cheat on your partner, what if your partner did? Because that moment is a moment of vulnerability. You know, that time when you weren't there for your spouse and your spouse wasn't just there, the both of you just couldn't be patient enough for each other. So a lot could have happened. So it's very important that you learn how to be patient. No matter what it is your partner is going through, learn how to be patient. That is what marriage is all about. People also cheat out of curiosity. Yes, curiosity can make you cheat. When you begin to get curious of how the feeling is going to be when you have sex with someone else apart from your spouse, when you begin to feel your thoughts with having sex with someone, maybe your partner is from a particular tribe, begin to have thoughts of having sex with someone of another tribe, how it's going to feel. Or maybe your partner is a slim lady, you begin to have thoughts of having sex with someone that is, chubby or fat, all those kind of crazy thoughts. If you begin to have such bad and crazy thoughts, you end up in a complicated mess. Yes, marriage is not for curious and confused people, it is for committed people. So if you don't want to cheat on your partner, stay committed to your partner. Love your partner just the way they are. False accusations can also make someone to cheat on their partner. When your partner is in the habit of always accusing you of cheating all the time, you get so traumatized, and out of anger to prove your spouse right, you decided to cheat. Every marriage with their own problem. It's not like you wanted to cheat just because your spouse keeps on, accusing you of cheating. You just decided to cheat. Trying to prove your partner right by cheating, it doesn't solve the problem. In fact, you have compounded that problem. You have even caused more problem for your marriage. What you should do is find out what is causing that fear and insecurity in your partner. Find out the reason why your partner is always accusing you of cheating and deal with it. It could be the way you relate with friends of the opposite sex, or your colleague, or your secretary, or the people around you, the way you present yourself towards them. That is why your partner started accusing you and suspecting you. Deal with it. Be more careful, and all those will end. Communicate with your partner. That is a better solution than cheating to prove them right. It is very wrong. So it is better for you to deal with the problem that is causing that accusation than to cheat on your partner. Alcohol can also make you cheat on your partner. Yes, it has made a lot of people cheat on their partners, even when you do not want to cheat. All because you took too much of it. You got so drunk that you woke up the next morning beside someone that is not your spouse. All because of alcohol. If you know that you cannot handle alcohol and it makes you do things that you regret, why drink it at all? If it leads you to temptation, then it's either you limit the quantity of alcohol you take or you avoid, stay away from alcohol at all. I'm not just speaking to the married men, but also the women, because women take alcohol and women cheat as well. So I'm speaking to married people generally. If alcohol is going to push you to cheat on your partner, when you know you don't want to cheat, you don't even have plans of cheating, please, if you cannot handle alcohol, stay away from it. Identity crisis also make people cheat. Yes. When you have low self-esteem and you don't know who you are bound to cheat. Yes, because you end up wanting to use sex to boost your confidence. Imagine, as a married man, you go around pursuing women just to prove a point that you can get a woman, that you can chase a woman and get her, a woman that's not your wife. Just to prove that stupid point, you go around chasing women up and down. As a married woman, just to prove, or you want to confirm that you're sexy enough or you're beautiful enough, you're going to flirt around with men and begin to sleep with a man that is not even your husband. You want to confirm if you're sexy enough to attract other men to yourself. It simply means you don't even know who you are. You are a confused person. Because if you know who you are, you will not think such, not to talk less of even, practicing such thing. So it's important that you build your self-esteem. As a married man, as a married woman, know who you are. If you know who you are, you will love yourself for who you are. So that you don't end up hurting yourself, hurting your spouse, hurting your children. It is very important. Pornography can also make people cheat. As a married woman, as a married man, you watch porn, which is very bad. Before you know it, you will always have that longing, that desire to watch those porn stars. That is now addiction. Now, as time goes on, you will now want to practice it, because most of those porn videos are now doing more than your spouse. So you desire to look for someone that will do more than your spouse, which will now lead to cheating. Pornography destroys marriages. So it is better for you to focus on your marriage, focus on your spouse. Avoid pornography as much as you can. If not, it will destroy your marriage, especially the sexual part of it. Financial struggles can make people cheat. Yes, some people cheat because of money, to get a job, or to get a promotion. But the problem is that if you have sex to get a job or a promotion, get ready to use sex to maintain that job or that promotion. That is just the irony of the whole thing. Bear it at the back of your mind that once you start, the blackmail never ends. So if you cannot handle it, don't start what you cannot finish. If you're going through financial struggles, there are positive ways to, get through that period of financial struggle. You just have to be patient and be contented. If you're not, you will begin to look for quick ways to get away from those struggles. And that will now lead you to cheating on your spouse. This is becoming so common. You get into a lot of organizations, you see people sleeping with their employers, their clients, their bosses. A lot of things are happening, all to make money, all to get one thing or the other, all those things. So if you really don't want to cheat on your spouse, you have to learn to be contented and be patient. Another thing that has caused people to cheat is when innocent help turns romantic. A lot of good-hearted people has been pushed into having an affair, all because their helper or they helped started feeling needed, started making advances towards them, and lured them into temptation. It is good to help, but if you really want to help someone of the opposite sex, involve someone in it. It could be your spouse or another friend, another colleague, best who to add. You get why? There is a reason why it is important to add someone, get someone involved in that help, so you don't lead yourself into temptation. And after helping that person, it is very important that you set healthy boundaries that you and that person should never cross if you really want to stay faithful. Careers can also make people cheat. Yes, there are some careers that put people in sexually charged environments or can make people travel a lot to very far places, and when they are now weak in their moment of vulnerability, they are bound to cheat. Now, while pursuing a profession, while pursuing a career, it is important that you keep your spouse and your family as a priority if you really want to remain faithful. Don't mix your professional life with emotions and feelings that are meant for your spouse alone if you really want to remain faithful. Some people also cheat just to get revenge. Yes, because maybe their partner became unfaithful and cheated on them. They decided to go all out and seek revenge and cheat on the partner as well. The thing is that, yes, I get it that you're hurt, you were not expecting it, your heart was broken and all of that, but you shouldn't go out of character because your heart is broken. In fact, you shouldn't stoop yourself so low and break the personal principles that you have set for yourself to remain faithful, all because your spouse became unfaithful to you. You're breaking yourself the more by seeking that vengeance. That is not the right way to go about it. That is not the solution to the problem. Breaking yourself, destroying your own heart is not a solution to that problem. So when your spouse cheats on you, cheating back is the worst thing to do. Instead, there are other ways that you can deal with it. If you want to file for a divorce, fine. If your partner seeks for forgiveness, if it is your decision to forgive, if you decide to move on, fine and good. But don't use revenge as a solution. It is never a good solution. Another reason why people cheat is lust. Yes, lust is self-centered. It can lead to self-addiction. Yes, it makes you want so many people, want other people, even when you have someone in your life that you're meant to be committed to. The cure for lust is simply love. Find love, stay committed, to your partner. If yours is so strong, get counseling. You know, get rid of all those messages from opposite sex that will lead you into temptation. If there is any WhatsApp group or all those Facebook groups that they're always talking about lustful things, sex talks, and all those things, get rid of them. Anything that will lead you into temptation, get rid of it. Feed your mind, feed your soul with constructive things. Get busy with your career, with your hobbies. Avoid all those lustful things and things that will push you into temptation. Focus on your marriage and stay committed. Distance also makes people cheat. Yes, because distance, it exposes you to potential temptation, because it can make you fall for someone that is physically close to you, and before you know it, that person that is distant from you gets replaced. If you're in a long distance relationship or marriage, you need to be disciplined if you really want to remain faithful. Yes, if you're not disciplined, then it will be really difficult for you. You also need to, you know, learn to communicate, use technology to communicate with your partner as often as possible. Be accountable to your partner. Always talk to your partner in those moments of weakness. Talk to your partner. Don't be the type of person that use that distance as an excuse to now cheat. No, there are ways you can still do these things to manage the situation if you really want to remain faithful. Perpetual misunderstanding in your relationship, in your marriage, can also make you cheat. Yes, if both of you are in the habit of always fighting, quarreling, arguing over everything, you are bound to grow apart in that marriage, in that relationship. And when you grow apart, you are bound to find someone that understands you better and will make you feel welcomed. And when you find that someone, you are bound to have an affair. So if you don't want to have an affair, whenever you guys argue, try to always bounce back to normalcy and reduce the chances of always fighting and arguing as well in your relationship, in your marriage. Keep off little foxes that will want to destroy that marriage. Peace should always be maintained. Misunderstandings will always abound in every relationship, but it shouldn't be something that happens all the time. Your working environment can also make you cheat. Yes, for so many people, they work 6 days a week, early morning till late in the evening, and come home exhausted. Yes, and because they spend most of their time in the office, they spend with colleagues as well. When you spend so much time with a particular set of people, you're bound to make bonds with them. And they spend time with colleagues that some of them dress seductively, some of them even flirt with them, all those kind of things. That is why a lot of affairs happen at workplaces. Yes, all these things. So if you really want to remain faithful, you have to learn to consciously make time for your spouse, because your schedule is always tight. You work 6 times a week and you're always busy. Make time for your spouse, spend time with your spouse, create bond with your spouse. And also learn to introduce your close colleagues to your spouse as well. Just to keep a healthy relationship with the people around you in your offices. And avoid anything that will keep you in a compromising position with any of your colleagues, especially the ones that flirt around you, if you really want to remain faithful. Old habits can also make you cheat. If maybe when you were single or in your past relationship, you were casual about sex, when you get married, you will do the same because of those habits. So if you really want the best for your marriage, you have to take stock of those old habits and get rid of those dangerous habits. If not, they'll ruin your marriage. Bad company can also make you cheat. When you surround yourself with the wrong friends, people that will incite you to cheat, people that don't see anything wrong with cheating, people that are willing to even cover up for you when you fuck up, then you are bound to have an affair. Yes, because those people around you will always give you the wrong advice. They will make you feel like it doesn't matter. Whereas personally, you don't want to do these things. So if you really want to remain faithful, stay away from such people. Surround yourself with the right people. People that will encourage you to build your home in a better way. People that will encourage you to stay faithful to your partner. People that even when you feel like I'm tired of this marriage, I want to cheat and all of that, they will encourage you to remain in that marriage. That is the right thing to do. Sexual frustration can also make someone cheat. When your sexual needs are no longer met at home, it can be really annoying and frustrating. As a woman, your husband no longer desires you in bed, or he is selfish in bed, it can be really frustrating. Or as a man, your wife keep making excuses and no longer, puts interest in your sexual needs, it can be really frustrating. So the solution is the both of you need to learn to take care of each other's needs. Don't be selfish. Husband, take care of your wife's sexual need. Wife, take care of your husband's sexual needs. If those needs are met and the both of you are not selfish about it, then the both of you will be able to remain faithful. Last but not the least for today's episode is emotional neglect. The key component of every relationship and marriage is more like companionship. Yeah, so when the emotional needs of a spouse is not met, and another person decides to meet those needs, most affairs starts with emotional connection. Once that emotional bond is there, there is bound to be an affair. So when the emotional needs of a partner is not met, there is bound to be an affair. So learn to cultivate emotional intimacy between you and your partner if you really want to remain faithful. And finally, for today's episode, the last reason I'm going to be talking about why people cheat is rushed marriages. Yes, a lot of people get married for the wrong reasons. People get married for society, for their parents, because their friends are getting married, because they are getting old, because they want to answer Mr. They want to answer Mrs. They want to, feel like they belong. Everybody and their own reason. So when you rush into marriage, most people are bound to struggle to be faithful. Yes, especially if you married a stranger, someone you're not emotionally connected to. Yes, it is bound to happen. It is bound to lead to cheating. So now, that connection will only happen if both of you are willing to work on it. But if one person is not willing to work on it to be faithful, then an affair is bound to happen. So rushed marriages are not really advisable all the time. Understand your marriage and focus on your marriage if you really want to remain faithful and if you really want your marriage to work. So that is all for today's episode.